Sandra, pick up if you see this. What the hell is going on? What is that thing on my front lawn? I need you to explain it to me right this second. Are you hearing me?
Oh, hello, Beth. Calm down. Are you talking about that bus stop for the kindergarten kids?
What else would I be talking about? I got up this morning, looked out, and I was floored. I called the kindergarten right away, and they told me it was all your doing. She said the application form had my husband's name on it, and that you had submitted the form to the kindergarten office. Is that true? This is the first I'm hearing of this. What the hell is going on?
I don't see a problem here. Just look out the window. What you see right there is what's going on. Your front yard has been turned into a kindergarten bus stop. What's so hard to understand?
That's the problem. Why our front yard? That's what I want to know.
We just moved into this neighborhood, built a brand new house down the street from yours. But when I made some inquiries about the kindergarten, I learned that the kindergarten bus stop was way down on the other end of the street. I called the kindergarten and asked the principal to build another bus stop on this corner too. And it just turned out that your front lawn was the ideal location for a bus stop.
Excuse me? Are you serious?
I mean, you have a big lawn. What's a little extra space for the school bus? I don't see why you're all worked up over it. There's also a lot of space for the kids to play while they wait for the bus.
We never gave anybody permission to use our property. Sandra, I know you forged that application form that you submitted to the kindergarten. That's a crime! My husband is positive that he did not sign a document. And why would he? Besides, if we check the actual form, we'll all see that it's a forgery. If necessary, we'll have a professional check that signature and verify that it's a forgery. Are you okay with that?
Stop right there, Beth. Don't you want to continue living in this neighborhood?
Pardon me?
You do know who my uncle is, don't you? I'm telling you right now, you don't want me as an enemy. I suggest you and your husband do a little background check on me before accusing me of a crime.
Hey, Beth, what's up?
Claire, is that you?
It's been a while. How are you?
I'm doing great.
You have a little time to talk?
Yeah, no, what's up?
I'm currently back home with my husband and kids. I drove by your house yesterday and saw that part of your front yard was barricaded off. Looks like a bus stop. What's up with that?
Yeah, about that.
Your house has a pretty wide lawn, no fences or obstructions up to the front door. Seems kind of a waste, that nice, spacious lawn. And what happened to that beautiful flower bed along the sidewalk? Did you give them permission to do that? I mean, it's private property, right? Also, drove by this morning and saw that there were additional work going on. You good with this? That lawn, too. Oh, it was all so beautiful before. Now it's a mess. All that dirt and gravel piled up. Sight for sore eyes. What's going on, Beth?
Yeah, it's a problem. About 3 days ago, a neighbor just went ahead and decided to build a kindergarten bus stop in front of our house, on our property.
Wait, what? Seriously?
Yeah, I woke up the other day and looked out the window, and there was a bus stop there. Of course, I complained to the kindergarten, but there's this mom that lives nearby. Her son goes to the same kindergarten as my daughter used to go. Apparently, she's the leader of all the moms in the area.
Ah, the big boss, huh?
Yeah, right, the boss mom. This woman, Sandra, she recently built a house down the street and the whole family just moved in. Apparently, she just took it on herself to build a bus stop closer to her home so that her kid wouldn't have to walk all the way to the end of the street. So she went ahead and forged my husband's signature on an application form and submitted that to the kindergarten.
Seriously? What did the kindergarten do after you complained?
Yeah, I was getting to that. Apparently, the principal of the school, he's this boss mom's uncle, so anything I say just won't pass. So I came home empty-handed, and there's nothing I can do, apparently.
I see. So the kindergarten's a family-owned business. Oh, that's a problem.
As you saw this morning, the place is barricaded off. Construction is continuing. How do I stop this? Sandra and the other moms gather outside and jabber early in the morning, and the kids play around my front lawn, making a mess of the flower bed.
That's why the place is a wreck.
They even removed that white picket fence that runs along the side of the house. Yesterday, there was all kinds of trash piled up, like snack packs and plastic bottles.
That's pretty bad. But wasn't your daughter in first grade? She's not going to that kindergarten anymore, right? I mean, I could understand if she was still going there. Anyway, forging an application? That's not right. Actually, it's a crime, right?
Yeah, that's what I said. But the kindergarten just won't do a thing. They say it's my husband's signature, and that's that, apparently. Ugh, this is super frustrating. I think I have an ulcer from all this.
Where is the kindergarten?
The Sunshine Kindergarten.
Oh, that place, down near Grove Park? I know it well.
So the Sandra is related to the principal there, huh? Do you know this principal?
Not me, but my father is friends with him. They are golf buddies, apparently.
Seriously? I didn't realize you knew anybody at that kindergarten.
Could you let me handle this for now? I'll talk to my dad tonight. Maybe we can work something out.
Really? Wow, that would be great.
Come on, Beth. We've known each other since grade school. We girls have to stick together.
I can't thank you enough. Oh, by the way, I was going to ask you for some advice concerning a different matter. Could we talk about that a little later?
No problem. If you have time, why don't you come over to my place right now?
Right now?
Yeah, why not? My dad's here too, and my husband says come on over and even stay for dinner if you like. The Thanksgiving weekend is coming up and the kindergarten will be closed. So why don't we just put our heads together and get this mess all cleaned up once and for all?
Yeah, that sounds good. I'll be right over.
Hey, what the hell is this? How are we supposed to park the bus here when it's like this?
Oh, good morning, Sandra. So, I see you already saw the bus stop area. We decided to fence off our area, the front lawn and all.
You did all this during the holiday weekend?
Yeah, well, we were thinking of putting up a fence since moving in, but just didn't get around to it. But thanks to you, we finally got it done. We even included security measures like cameras.
I can't believe it. That's just terrible.
Terrible? You mean we put up a fence around our property?
Of course that's what I mean. Where is the bus supposed to stop now? There isn't enough space. We can't very well put the bus stop right on the sidewalk. I can't believe you went ahead and ruined our little meeting spot.
Our meeting spot? Yeah, using our lawn as your little personal park while the kids play and mess up our yard, you people blabber on and on about you, your husbands, or gossip about your neighbors. I'm sure I've come up countless times. If you're going to use the word terrible, I think I have a right to use that word more than you.
Beth, you still don't get it, do you? Didn't I mention that my uncle is the principal of Sunshine Kindergarten? Or did you forget that?
Yeah, what about it?
Excuse me?
You're talking about the kindergarten, right? What's that got to do with me? My daughter starts elementary school next semester, so I really don't care who rounds that kindergarten.
But my eldest son will be going to elementary school next semester too. You forgot that I know all the moms around here. In fact, I'm sort of their de facto leader. It would be super easy for me to make life hell for you around here. I could have you run out of town.
I believe you'll be getting this termination letter from the kindergarten reading that bus stop.
Excuse me? What did you just say?
I said the bus stop is no more. The principal of Sunshine Kindergarten, your uncle, confessed that the application form was a forgery.
Huh? No way!
I plan to sue you and the other mothers. You for forgery and building that bus stop illegally, and the moms who went along with you and wreaked havoc on our property. You will all end up paying for damages after our lawyers get through with you.
Wait a second, Beth, are you serious? What the hell are you talking about? You sound like you're making a victory lap or something. You think you can win against me?
Okay, have it your way. When I say the following, you'll probably relent. I'm sure of it.
What are you talking about?
I have a good friend, someone I've known since childhood. She advised me regarding this issue. Her name is Claire Stanton. Of Stanton Industries, I'm sure you've heard of them. That new fence? That was built by the people from Stanton. As a matter of fact, Mr. Stanton took it upon himself to make sure the work was done right.
Wait, excuse me? Did you say Stanton Industries? Mr. Stanton himself? Stanton Industries is the largest employer around this region. Mr. Stanton has considerable influence around here. I heard he may even run for governor soon. Are you serious? Is this some kind of joke? Are you a childhood friend of Mr. Stanton's daughter, Claire Stanton?
Yeah, that's right. And it happens that Mr. Stanton is close with your uncle. Longtime golf buddies, I hear. You're gonna have to work out what to do about forging that application. Like I said, it's a crime, so I would be worried if I were you. Mr. Stanton was furious that his golf buddy would use his position to influence others, but even he was more enraged that a relative would take advantage of the principal's position to force others into submission.
What happens to my uncle?
I hear he'll be forced to retire by the end of the year.
No way! This is not happening! Why is this happening to me? My son has to start elementary school in another district, miles away. And my younger son has to transfer to a kindergarten over in the low-income neighborhood. None of this makes sense to me.
Well, I heard you took advantage of your position and your connections and forced everyone to do as you demand. You apparently had to be taught a lesson.
How was I supposed to know that you were related to the Stanton family? If I had known, I would never have acted this way. I built this position up for years. I was king of the hill, the boss mom.
Well, you could have just been a normal mom and none of this would have happened.
It's too late for that. I wish I had never heard of you.
I later heard that when Sandra first moved to her new home, she saw our front yard and was totally taken aback. Apparently, she was so consumed with envy that she ended up concocting this bus stop scheme. When her husband heard of her antics, I heard he reprimanded her relentlessly. Oh yeah, and the other mothers who went along with her like good little sheep. In order to pay for damages, some of them even started working part-time for Stanton Industries. As for Sandra, she was forced to live with her mother-in-law and work to pay off her debts. I see her on occasion heading to work in the morning. She's always been a housewife and never really worked in her life. So this new life is going to be pretty hard for her. What goes around comes around. So true.
Hey, Zara! What is this I hear about you living in a fancy new condo building right about the metro stop? What happened? What kind of tricks did you use to land such an amazing place to live?
I didn't use any kind of trick, thank you very much. I paid for that place and so I get to live in it. It really is just that simple.
But what I want to know is how you can afford to pay the rent in such a place like that. I just happened to be out in the city doing some shopping when I saw you go into that huge condo building. At first I thought I must have been seeing things, but it was really you. I'm sure of it.
Well, that would make sense considering the fact that I'm living there now. I told you earlier about how I was going to be getting married to my boyfriend, right? Well, we did that, and we moved into this place to live together.
So then you've been living there since you got married? And does that mean that it's your boyfriend who makes you enough money to let you live there? That's amazing! I had no idea about any of this.
What do you mean?
I mean, how did a shabby basic girl like you land such a great guy? I could only ever see you getting with someone on your level, but instead you managed to find a guy rich and nice enough to let you live in a big condo with him. Just how did you find a guy like that?
Okay, Mom, you really need to calm down for just a little bit. First of all, it isn't my husband who's paying for this place. I am.
Oh, please. Do you think I'm going to buy that? You've always been such a fussy girl, and you never even went to college. Do you really think I'm going to believe that you can afford to rent at a place like that?
And just what is that supposed to mean, huh?
You've always been such a difficult girl to deal with, ever since you were little. Do you know that? I was ready to send you to any of the best schools in the country, but you said that you wanted to start working already, and so you did, just that, after high school. But I said fine, just as long as you live at home until you earn some savings, but then you just moved out and never came back. Do you have any idea how worried I was when you hardly ever called me? And now the only reason I know when you're living now is just by complete chance.
You really haven't changed at all, have you, Mom? It's clear that you've already made up your mind about what's going on in my life, and I don't see the point in saying anything more.
I just want to know how my no-good daughter ended up with such a good man. It sounds to me like you would have been better off marrying someone like your little sister, Rita.
Excuse me? Did you really just say that?
Well, Rita is nothing like you. She was actually a good girl and very easy to deal with. Not to mention the fact that she would actually listen to me and went to college when I offered it to her. And now she's my pride and joy, who works for one of the largest companies in the country. If only she could find a man just as good as she is, then things would be perfect.
Oh, so you mean that your perfect other daughter still hasn't found a man? Maybe you should just find one for her since you handed Rita everything on a silver platter. I'm sure she'd love to get married to whatever man you picked out for her.
I bet you think you're so clever talking to me like that. Well, you just wait until I do find a man for your sister. Because it's obvious to me that I can't count on you for anything. It's no wonder you'll never be truly happy.
Hey, Zara, is everything okay? Mom is grumbling about you a lot more than usual today, and I was wondering if something happened between you two.
Yes, we had a talk. More like a fight, but I'm used to it now. Is Mom really making that big of a deal of it back at the house?
Well, she's stomping around and slamming things on the table and kind of just acting like a big baby. And earlier she asked me if I wanted to find a boyfriend, and then she showed me all these pictures of guys who I guess she's ready to try and set me up with. She said something about having to one-up you and get married quickly. Well, she said she wanted me to find a better husband than you as fast as I could. Can you believe that?
Oh, jeez. Mom really needs to learn to chill out sometimes. I wonder if she even realizes how she sounds saying those sorts of things.
But I also heard from Mom that you and your husband have moved into this really cool condo building. I think that might have been what set it off for Mom. Not only did she not know you were married, but you married rich and didn't tell her.
Well, I'm sorry that you're always getting sucked into this drama between Mum and I. I always feel bad for how much trouble I've probably caused you with all of this.
Zara, I really don't think that you have anything to apologize for at all. In fact, if anything, I'm the one who should be worrying about you. I mean, I know you two are already legally married, but are you sure that you want to have your wedding be just the two of you?
Well, I don't really think that Mum would even want to come to something like that. And if I just invited you and Dad, then it would be a mess for everyone involved. I've already explained about our family to my husband, and he says that he understands and it's okay doing a tiny wedding with just us.
Okay, well, I just wanted to make sure with you. But in that case, I'll swing by some time soon, and with your wedding presents, of course. Plus, I want to see this huge condo that you're living in.
Yes, please, you have to come and see it. We're pretty busy still unpacking since we literally just moved in, but once we've got some of that done, I'd love for you to come see it. You and your boyfriend are welcome to come in here at any time.
I can't wait! Just let me know when is a good time to come over, okay? We have to have a little party to celebrate a new house and a wedding soon.
Hello, Zara. I have something that I'd like to talk to you about, and I'm wondering if now is a good time.
Hello, Mom. This is a weird way for you to start a conversation with me, but okay. What's up?
You really just want to cut right to the chase, don't you? Okay then. Zara, I want you to let Rita marry your fiancé. It's clear to me that whoever this guy is, he's a better match for Rita than he is you.
You want me to let Rita marry my fiancé? You can't be serious about that.
I'm afraid that I'm very serious, Zara. I have been searching all month for a man for Rita but still haven't found one. But then I realized that I already know someone who knows a man with a good background and who makes much money. You were just holding him for your sister this whole time, weren't you?
You really think that I'm gonna go along with a word of what you're saying right now?
Well, of course you are. In fact, after doing some looking around, I think I do remember meeting this man of yours. Even I don't remember him at all that well. I'm pretty sure that he wasn't a fatty, and I believe he also went to a pretty good school too.
I suppose both of those things are true, yes.
Plus, he must be young and have enough money to afford living in a luxury condo, so I just know he'd be perfect for Rita.
Mom, you do know that Rita's already engaged to be married, right?
Wait, what? What do you mean? How dare you try and bring your little sister down to your rotten level? Unlike you, Rita understands that I'm always right about whatever I say. There's no way that she would be like you and just not tell me she was engaged.
Do you really think that Rita's some kind of mindless drone who just follows orders? And do you really think it's okay to force your kids to go to a college they don't want to go and work in a field that they dislike?
You have no idea what you're talking about. It's the job of a good parent to guide their children to success.
That's not what I think is happening here.
Well, that explains why you are the way you are. But if a child wants to grow up into a happy adult, then they need to do everything that their parents tell them to. And if they don't, then they end up like a problem child like you. That's why I tell people that I only have one daughter, and it's Rita.
I see, so you don't even think of me as your daughter anymore.
Of course not. And I also don't think that you should be with a guy as good as you are. You didn't go to college, and now you're just marrying rich to get out of having to find a real job. I'm sure that whoever this man is, he'll regret being with you very soon.
And just what makes you think that, huh?
Let me guess. After you two got married, you quit whatever little part-time job you had just to be a housewife. And now you just lie around doing nothing all day while your husband is doing all the hard work. I just know that there isn't a man alive who can stand being with a woman who acts like that. That's why it's better for everyone involved if you just hand him over to your sister.
Hold on a second, just why do you think that I'm not working and living off of my husband? Do you even realize how hurtful some of these assumptions are?
Do you really think I care about how you feel when it comes to any of this? The only thing I care about right now is making sure that my real daughter is happy. And I know that she won't be happy until she has a husband who's as good as she is. That's why you need to give up your man for her.
I don't even know why I bother wasting my time when you're not going to listen. Although I just have to say that I can't believe you would literally try to steal one daughter's groom to give to another.
Well, if you don't want me to take him from you, then you better just give him up. A no-good brat like you doesn't deserve to have someone so great.
Actually, my husband did graduate near the top of his class at a great university, but he certainly isn't rich. So I don't understand why you think I married him for something that he doesn't have. Although if you really want, I guess I can just do what you say and hand him over.
Wait a minute. What do you mean he isn't rich? He's paying for you both to live in that huge condo. He must make a ton of money.
I told you already that I'm the one who pays for the condo. Meanwhile, he works as a freelancer, and the amount of money he brings in can really depend on the month. So that's why I pay the rent and utilities.
You have got to be kidding me.
In exchange, he takes care of all the housework for us. We have a really good thing set up, and our relationship isn't just based on money. So I wish you would stop trying to make this about money.
You have got to be lying to me. If he really went to a good school, then how could he not make that much money? You've always been a little liar ever since you were little, and you're doing it again now. You're the one who doesn't make that much money. I know it. You're just lying because you don't want me to take over your man. You really are a terrible daughter, do you know that?
I told you that you wouldn't believe me no matter what I said. But okay, why don't you try searching my name online and see what comes up? I assume it wouldn't be hard to find the business that I'm running as well as my picture on the board of directors page. Maybe that'll make you finally believe what I'm telling you.
Hold on a second. You're managing a company? Someone who doesn't even have a college degree is running a company?
Well, it's actually always been my dream to be a company president ever since I was little. But you said that wasn't a good job for a woman to have, and you never really showed me any support. That's why after I graduated high school, I wanted to go out and get some real-life experience. Luckily, I found a job in my field and used that as a jumping-off point to build my career. And now I run a company and live in a huge condo.
This has got to be some sort of sick joke, right?
Told you 3 times now that I'm the one who's paying the rent. So I'll keep the house, but if you really want my freelancer, I guess I can hand him over to Rita. She might even be happy to finally be getting married.
Wait a minute. That means that this man isn't a good fit for Rita at all. He might have a good education, but if he doesn't make money, then all of that will cause trouble for Rita in the future.
But unlike me, Rita is brilliant, remember? She's your pride and joy and only daughter you admit to having. She doesn't need a man to provide for her, don't you think? Anyways, I'll tell my man that he needs to start packing his bags, I guess.
Zara, oh my gosh, you totally took me by surprise. I mean, your husband was just in my house and told me that he'd come to marry me. You should have messaged me sooner so I knew that this was all a prank. It took me a while to figure out what was actually going on.
Oh man, I'm really sorry, but that's too funny. But you're right, I was at work and I couldn't give you a call, so I'm sorry about that. I knew you'd be able to figure it out on your own though, so I wasn't worried.
Well, you're lucky I caught on, because I talked to Fred and then I told Mom I was moving out. I told her we were going to get married, but we're just waiting in a cafe now.
You mean you went along with it? Thank you so much, Rita.
You don't need to thank me. I actually used this to my advantage as well, you know.
Oh really? How'd you do that?
Well, this was finally my excuse to move out of the house. So, I hope you don't mind, but I'm going to have to borrow your husband for a little while longer. He's going to help me make it, so I move out of Mom's place permanently.
You mean you really want to move out?
I've wanted to. For a long, long time, actually. But, you know, Mom, she would never allow it.
She was always so worried something that would happen to me if I left the house by myself. I tried asking Dad to talk some sense into Mom, but she wasn't having any of it.
I had no idea she'd gotten that bad.
But now, this is my chance to finally escape. And you already told her that Fred is a freelancer and that you own a condo, right? I bet that means that Mom is going to be really against me marrying this guy. I'm going to use that guy as my ticket out of here.
You mean you're really going to run off with my husband for a while?
Well, I'm going to let Mom think that until she gives up. Even though she'll be against the wedding, I'll tell her that we're madly in love and that we're eloping far away.
Well, it doesn't sound like the worst idea I've ever heard. In fact, knowing how sensitive Mum is about her reputation, I'm sure that she wouldn't tell a soul about this, given how scandalous it all sounds. If there's anything you want me to do to make it more convincing, just let me know.
I'll tell Mom that we're eloping, and as soon as I find a place to live, I'll give Fred back to you. So hopefully this won't take more than a day or two.
If that's how long you need him for, then you've got him. Maybe the three of us can meet up and look for a place for you. My work's finally settling down, and I think I should be able to get some time off.
That would be amazing if you could help me. I'll send you the address for the cafe. Just look for Fred and I.
Zara, what are we going to do? Your sister has run off and she hasn't come back. She told me that she was going to marry your fiancé and then ran off, and that was yesterday.
I guess Rita isn't the good obedient girl you thought she was.
I don't know what's gotten into her. We can't let her marry this man. It'll be horrible for her. You have to get a hold of her and tell her that I made a mistake in choosing him for her. She said that she fell in love with Fred at first sight, and I think they ran off to get married.
Wow, so things move pretty quickly for them, I guess. I never knew that Rita was that kind of girl.
This isn't the time to be joking. We have to do something.
I think that you should probably just respect the wishes of your daughter and let her have this, don't you think?
What are you talking about? Don't you know how embarrassing it will be for me to tell people my golden girl ran off with her sister's fiancé?
Well, I guess I'm glad you have your priorities straight.
You don't understand. All my neighbors just love Rita and talk about what an amazing girl she is. How am I supposed to face them now?
But isn't the happiness of your favorite daughter more important than anything else?
I got it. How about you come here to live with me and then I tell everyone how amazing my other daughter is?
Yeah, no, that sounds like a horrible decision for me. Besides, you already made it very clear to me that you didn't think of me as your daughter. And now, thanks to your meddling in our lives, you've lost both your daughters. Send Dad my love. In the end, Rita never came back, and Mom only became more ashamed of what had happened. She stopped talking to all her neighbors, and even stopped leaving the house. Rita and I explained the truth of what happened to our dad and asked him to keep our secret. He understood and agreed. And after that, Fred and I were finally able to have our tiny wedding. Meanwhile, Rita is living her dream of an independent life and was overjoyed at the realization that she would get to decorate her apartment however she liked.